BookTube, it's Louise from the Big Head Bookworm. Lovely to see you. How are you? Are you having a nice day? We've got a lovely day here today. We've got blue skies and we've got white fluffy clouds in the sky and it is lovely. So I thought I would come along and show you some books that I got this month. So I've got quite a few, so I'm going to split it into two. It's towards the back end of April, I suppose. What date is it today? The 19th, I think it is today, but I've got some nice books. The first one I've got is this. It's Outrage by Vincent Buglowski. I don't know. I'm imagining Italian, American Italian. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and as you probably know, there has been the latest docudrama, isn't it? The People versus O.J. Simpson, and I was listening to a podcast called The Real Crime Profile, which is brilliant if you like podcasts. Anyway, I was listening to that and they started discussing this, and that is people that have been FBI behavioural profiler trained in the police, and they are just brilliant at dissecting these things. Anyway, they were talking about the O.J. Simpson case, which I remember very well, and I thought, oh, well, actually, I'll get a book that reads about this, and this is what I picked up. And he is very well, Vincent, I'm not going to try and butcher his surname again, but he is a very, very well-known LA County prosecutor. He prosecuted Charles Manson in the late 60s, early 70s, and got the conviction for the Manson the Manson family. And he wrote a book about that, which I read. So I trust him in that way, and he has written quite a lot of true crime books. So I bought that. It's quite a chunky one. And yeah, so I bought that. The 5 reasons why O.J. Simpson got away with murder. So you kind of know straight away what he thinks about the case. But anyway, that was a very good one. The next thing I did, I had to order some books from The Book People, which you know is a discount book online store, which I just have recently found and absolutely love. And that's where I got all my Nego Marsh, and you can buy collections and you buy them really cheap. So I got 3 Patricia Wentworths, and I remember reading these years ago. They are 1930s crime books. Patricia Wentworth was very well known. Everybody knows Agatha Christie, but people don't know Patricia Wentworth as much. And if you like Agatha Christie, you like that kind of country house or small village, or those kind of country murders where there's a pool of suspects and it's somebody in there, and it's Miss Silver is the old lady detective, and they are glorious to read. I remember reading them years ago. So I got Lonesome Road. Look at that cover. I mean, they're all new editions actually, but that is just gorgeous, isn't it? Lonesome Road. And I got The Girl in the Cellar. That's wonderful. I love the covers. And Miss Silver Comes to Stay. And look, I suspect there has been an altercation there that has just happened. Anyway, they're all Patricia Wentworth. If you like, as I say, if you like Agatha Christie, you like those 1930s, 1940s country house murders, small village murders, then Patricia Wentworth. I got these 3 for $4.99. Which I just think is brilliant. They're actually priced at $8.99 each, so such a bargain. So I shall be looking forward to reading those. They are sit back and relax kind of books. I can't believe that Patricia Wentworth has never been filmed, actually. Then I bought this, The Poison Artist by Jonathan Moore. I was in a bookshop and I can't remember why I ended up picking this one up. I think Benedict was getting something. Benedict was getting a book, and so I was having a look, and I saw this, and it had on it at the time, it was a Radio 2 book club book, and I quite trust the Radio 2 book club books, and so I picked it up. And I think it's also because I haven't read anything as terrifying since Red Dragon by Stephen King. I like Stephen King, and I thought Red Dragon was particularly frightening too. So this is a serial killer in the San Francisco Bay Area one. It's called The Poison Artist. So I bought that as well for a bit of spooky read. I have actually read it and I loved it, but I will talk more about that in a wrap up. But I have actually read it and I loved it, and so much so I was browsing through you know, if you enjoyed this book, these are the other ones that we could suggest. And they pulled up some Jeffrey Deaver books. And I haven't read Jeffrey Deaver, who again is a thriller writer, does sci-fi, does serial killer books, those kind of ones. And I haven't read Jeffrey Deaver for ages, and they recommended this particular range, which is the Catherine Dance thrillers. So again, they're murder mysteries, serial killer on the loose kind of thing. And I thought, oh, I've not looked at those. So I looked at what the first one was called, which was The Sleeping Doll, and I put that on my Amazon wish list. Next day, I went to our local town, saw a new charity shop, thrift shop, and thought, I'll just have a little wander, see what books they've got in there. And what did I find? But a hard copy of the book that I had put on my little wish list the night before. I was so pleased. So I got this lovely hard copy. It looks a bit pre-loved, but I don't mind that. Called The Sleeping Doll by Jeffrey Deaver for £1.99. I know, I was so pleased. You've never seen such a happy girl as me in that shop. Not only did I find The Sleeping Doll, but I found his sequel, Roadside Crosses, and this one was £1.50. So I got these two for £3.50, and they're lovely hardbacks. Obviously, somebody was a Jeffrey Deaver fan and read them and then thought they'd pass them on. So I got these two hardbacks. I don't tend to buy hardbacks. People tend to buy me hardbacks, but I'm quite happy to read them and what have you. And they have to say, it looks rather good in my my collection. So there we go. So I got these two. And they are there. And I kind of thought, well, I can, you know, take a punt on this, can't I? Because, you know, £3.50, and they're going to be a thriller. They're going to be serial killers. So Catherine Dance is let me read you. She works for the California Bureau of Investigation. She's a special agent, and she's an expert in kinesics, which is the science of interpreting behaviour from body language and from voice tone and etc. and what you say. So listening to the real crime profilers, which is that's what they do. And then I started reading this book. My month has been very much to do with real crimes, and I've had a real crime month, I must admit. So yeah, so I bought that one. And then I bought that one. So that was really fabulous. And then I just happened to be browsing the same book collection in that thrift shop, in that charity bookshop, and I found this. This is Michael Marshall Smith, One of Us. Now, he is a sci-fi author that really was quite prominent late 1990s, early 2000s. He won quite a lot of awards there. Does it say which awards he won? No, it doesn't. But I love him, and I've got a couple of him in these kind of designs, which is just, look at them. I think it is wonderful. And it says, Michael Marshall Smith, One of Us, ever done anything you'd like to forget? So it sounds very much like, what's the one of the Spotless Mind, that film? I can't remember what it's called. But anyway, it says, out of memory, Hap Thompson, ex-barman, ex-hood, ex-husband, has fallen on his feet at last. He's found something he can do better than anyone else, and it's legal almost. Hap's a REM temp, working the night hours, caretaking people's dreams and memories. One night he takes on a bigger memory than usual, and the client disappears. So it's all to do with that. Eternal Spotless of the Mind. I can't remember what that film was. But anyway, it sounds a bit like that. Jim Carrey film, but yeah, I wonder whether it has something to do with that. Anyway, so that's that. So I'm going to stop there for the books that I got. And the last book I want to show you, it was my son's birthday, Benedict's birthday, last week. Happy birthday, Benedict. He was 8. Very big, actually, very big. And he was given a book by my brother and sister-in-law, Nick and Viv. And I think Viv may have chosen this. And I just think it is gorgeous. I think I'm more thrilled with it than Benedict is. It's a very large picture book, so it's more like a graphic novel than anything. It's called The Lost Thing by Sean Tan, and it is beautiful. I just can't stop reading it. And that's the thing, and it's lost. And it's a kind of it's all done in these kind of wonderful colours. Those are all bottle tops of this chap. And it's everything, and he written on the back, this is the synopsis. It says, "Hi Pete, how's your summer going? Mine's okay, stuff happening and all. Finally got the plumbing in my room fixed, reclassified my bottle top collection. And oh yeah, that lost thing, remind me to tell you about it sometime. And it's a really, it's beautiful, and on each page there is so much that you can look at. The story is incredibly quickly done. It's all done in these kind of little things like that, so it's very easy to read, but there is so much to look at. There is so much to look at, and it is actually quite not heartbreaking, but there is so few words and yet so many feels when I'm reading this. But I just think it is beautiful. It is artwork, quite frankly, and I loved it. So yes, the lost thing. So this is just, so I'm showing you this even though it's not mine, it's Benedict's, but it is just glorious, and I'm looking forward to sitting down with Benedict and us going through that together, because it is fabulous. And that's it. Short but sweet. Let's leave it at that. I shall come back another time with more books to show you. Oh yes. And I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a lovely April, and that the weather with you is as lovely as today is with us. Gorgeous to see you as always, BookTube, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.